The garland at Cotehele historically is an important part of the estate. It's been happening since the late 1950s and actually started off for a staff Christmas party. So back in the early 80s, there were probably a couple hundred bunches of statice put in and around the garland. 60 years later, we're putting in the region of 30,000 flowers, and all of those are cut and dried from the estate. So a wonderful part of growing the garland is giving a real purpose to the garden. So we've got a small section set aside that produces all of these flowers. So the garland, although it's happening now, actually starts for us in February, so it's a full 12-month project really. But during the summer, the cut flower garden is doing exceptionally well, in full bloom, and it entices people into the garden and starts to engage them into the story about the garland. So in the middle of the summer, we're talking about Christmas and our decorations and how the garland's going to look. And of course, that changes year on year. Not only the flowers that we use, but also the growing conditions change considerably. Supported by a wonderful team and some amazing volunteers, we're able to deliver this tradition year on year.
I'm Hannah, I'm a gardener at Cotehele and I'm part of the team that get the garland ready for Christmas. So we start sowing the flower seeds in January and February time, and it's different flower varieties such as helictrums or paper daisies. They are one of our first to flower. They're a beautiful white little daisy flower and they're great for drying. We then start adding in extra flowers such as the statice and helichrysums, which are kind of the classic dried flowers that we use here. And we just keep sowing until we've got all the different varieties and colours that we need. We start looking to see if the flowers are ready to be cut. And what we're looking for in most of the different flowers are nice open flower heads. We cut them and then we strip all of the leaves off. Once we've cut our flowers and bunched them into bunches of 10s or 20s, what we do is hang them in our roof space. So this is where we store all of our dried flowers. Once they've been cut and bunched, we hang them up here for about 1 to 2 weeks where they can get nice and dry and crispy. We've got some of the lovely statice here, paper daisies, and one of my favourites, which is our really bright yellow xerochrysums that feel nice and crispy. So once our flowers have all been dried, we start boxing them into individual boxes. We use 16 different boxes for the 16 sections of the garland that we have. We'll label them up, take them into the Great Hall where we'll start putting them into the garland. So what we're doing here is we're getting the pittosporum into bunches ready to be building the swag. We use about 10 to 12 stems of the pittosporum and then we take it over to the rope where we use potato sack ties to attach it. Now that we've dried and sorted our flowers into each individual boxes, we come up onto the scaffolding where we start placing every stem individually into the garland swag. We've got 30,000 different flowers that we're going to be putting in by hand. The order that we do it in is kind of based on the colours that we have and the different varieties and quantities. So this year, for example, we're putting in a lot of the white things first, then we'll be doing some of the pink things like the paper daisies, then adding some of the blues and smaller things that we want to have a bigger impact towards the end. And I literally just put a few stems of each variety in the vases so that we can all see them from the scaffolding at the same time, and we can just follow along from one vase to the next. It'll be a really lovely mixed colour this year, lots of different blues and pinks and yellows. It'll take us about 2 weeks to build and then it'll be ready for everyone to come and view.